Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to today's book launch of A Soul's Journey: How a Terminal Cancer Diagnosis Changed My Life by Heather Brockman. I'm Rebecca Vijay, the founder and CEO of Fount of Grace Creatives, and Heather is the founder of Heather's Pet Mobile Salon. So, welcome, Heather, and great to have you with us again.
Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely a pleasure. So, how are you feeling today on the day of the launch of the book?
I'm so excited. I have been watching the posts that you're making, like where it's ranking, and it's so surreal. Like I published a book. I did this free with the world, and I'm kind of giddy. I'm really excited.
That's awesome. It's you know a great resource, your book, sharing your journey as you went through your cancer diagnosis, it going to stage 4, and then all the treatments that you took, the surgeries, and the reader literally feels that they are sitting with you and experiencing, all of those. So it's, like you never give up hope that this is the end. There are so many times when it would have been easy to just give up, but
Yeah.
you didn't. It was such a journey over adversity, over so many other things that came your way. So would you like to share a bit about that experience before we go into the book?
Oh gosh, that cancer experience. Sometimes I still look back and I'm like, wow, did that really happen to me? When I was going through it, it felt excruciatingly long. But now that I'm on the other side of it, I look back and I'm like, it really wasn't that long for everything that transpired that got me to that point. To be able to literally recreate my life in those short 398 days and a little bit after, it's just incredible what the human body and what your mind is capable of. And I'm grateful for the experience. I never in a million years thought I would ever say I was grateful for a cancer diagnosis, but the lessons that I learned from it and the people that I hope to be able to help from this, it was well worth it. And it's lessons that I still look back on and I'm like, okay, I remember when I went through this and this is what I needed to take out of it. I apply those lessons every day in my current life.
Absolutely. And the book is also filled with all your lessons and all these short lessons sprinkled throughout the book would really help the reader get those valuable tips and insights into how to navigate through those challenging times. Um, we've already covered a bit of the book and the cancer journey, but for those of us who are joining today for the first time, would you like to share a bit about that journey and how the book came about, and starting with how you found out?
Yes. So in October of 2019, I found a lump and I was too scared to address it. So I stuck my head in the sand and I thought it can, there's no way it can be cancer. And I tried different remedies, anything to avoid going to a doctor. And eventually I had to go to a doctor and it was in fact cancer, stage 2 when I was originally diagnosed. I knew from the get go I didn't want to do chemotherapy. I always had it in my head, chemo's going to kill me, so I'm not going to do that. I also knew that we're all created differently. So, how on earth are you going to use a cookie cutter approach of cut it, burn it, poison it with every single person? But we are not the same. So, I did not like the approach that traditional medicine wanted to take. So I started down this path of I was going to advocate for myself. I was going to ask the hard questions. I was going to stand up for myself. I was terrified doing this. It went from stage 2 to stage 4 within 6 months. It very quickly spread from a 3 centimeter tumor up to a 10 centimeter tumor. It spread to my jaw, my chest wall, ribs, sternum, spine, hips, sacrum. At one point, it was actually wrapped in between my ribs, so it was completely inoperable. I spent 3 months in Tijuana going through alternative treatments. During that time in Tijuana, I was completely broken down as a human being. All of my belief systems, everything that I thought about myself, every thought I had ever had was questioned. I had to figure out if I even had a life that was worth fighting for. Sadly, my answer was no. So during this process of discovering who I was, discovering all of these events that had happened in my life, why they happened, and really just starting to let go of the ego and let go of the stories and let go of the pain, and just understanding that by holding on to the stories and holding on to the pain, even though that served me at a certain time in my life, it didn't serve me for who I needed to be or who I wanted to be. So sometimes letting go is the best thing that you can do. When you hold on to something, the only person that you're hurting is yourself. And that's exactly what I was doing. I was hurting myself. And that choice to continue to hold on to the pain and the stories and the trauma was ultimately going to kill me. So at the end of the day, we all have choices. And I had to figure out what mine was going to be.
Yes, and it was a very brave choice of you to have faced it head on and then chronicled all of that to help so many more through your book. So, share a bit about the book and especially the title. How did you, come up with that? It's a twist on how it normally would be taken.
Yes. So originally, I wanted to call it 398 days because that was the number of days from the time I was diagnosed with cancer to the time I heard you're in remission. But then I realized this whole journey, I mean, it was a journey of my mind, my body, my spirit, everything. So it truly was my soul's journey. And I knew that going through this, I was going to be able to help other people, but I had to get out of my own way first. So I knew that this cancer journey was going to set me on a path for what my life was ultimately going to look like. So this being my soul's journey, I was like, I have to title it this. And as far as how a terminal diagnosis changed my life, really it saved my life, because had I not been diagnosed with cancer, stage 4, because at stage 2, I didn't tell anybody, I didn't change anything, I stayed with the same levels of stress, I didn't address the reason why it showed up in my life. It had to be stage 4 to get my attention. Had it not been stage 4, had I not had my back up against a wall, I wouldn't have addressed anything that needed to be addressed. The deep rooted pain, the emotional traumas, the emotional wounds, everything that led up to this point in my life, I needed to look at. I wasn't going to look at it unless my other option was death. And so when you have nothing else to lose, it's time to take a look at things. Like it's, if you're going to change things, this is now. I didn't have any more time to mess around. So it really did change my life for the better. So I'm grateful for everything that I learned.
Yeah, and we're also grateful for the effort that you've put in putting this together and offering it as um, you know, a challenging story that will challenge other people, whether they're going through their cancer treatment or not, just uh, as a challenge that are you there where you are supposed to be or not, and how can
Mhm.
you make it better?
Yeah.
So, definitely. So, today is, as you all know, the launch of the book. A Soul's Journey: How a Terminal Cancer Diagnosis Changed My Life by Heather. And it's available on Amazon Kindle stores. You can get a copy. You can search for it, or we have a book page, which is https colon / a hyphen souls hyphen journey dot new zenler.com, a soulsjourney.newzenler.com /f/book. So you can get a copy of the book from your country store. Kindle has different country stores, so you can get it from your own country store and help support Heather's journey. And you can purchase a copy and share your honest review of the book as well. Would you like to say anything, Heather?
Really, this book, it's not just for people going through cancer, just any medical crisis that you're going through. Mindset is key. And so, if you know anybody that's going through cancer or any medical crisis, I would highly recommend that you give them the link to this book, not only to support my journey and also my mission to help people get to the root of the dis-ease in their life and show people that there's hope and they've got a lot of control over their life. But I would love it if you would buy a book and leave an honest review and tell me what you think. I would love to hear your feedback.
Absolutely. And we have been getting different updates from the different countries. So on the US store, the book is ranking number 2 on the bestseller list in the breast cancer category, number 3 on the Christian counseling category. It's also there on the self help journaling category as well. And it's got 2 orange banners for new release on Amazon US. And it also was number 1 new release in India in a couple of categories. So, congratulations so much, Heather.
Thank you.
And yeah, and it's uh, such a great moment to see all of this coming together after your journey, this scary, challenging journey that you have gone through over the past 3 years or so. And I really hope that this book reaches out to as many people as it can serve, so that you can share your insights, your wisdom, your knowledge, in especially those milestone moments that you've gone through in your book, and help many people with that.
I wish at the time that I was going through this, I had this resource. There's a lot of resources out there, but to be able to walk through the raw emotions of everything that I went through and just know that there's hope on the other side of a stage 4 diagnosis. I just want to be able to help people get through this. That's it.
Absolutely. And like you were mentioning, the book Chris Beat Cancer was that go to resource for you. And now you're just trailing a bit behind the book. It's number 1 and yours is number 2 at the moment on Amazon US.
Yes. That's amazing. Yeah, when I first was diagnosed at stage 2 and I was doing all this research, he was one of my first resources. So to be right behind him, I was like, wow, that's pretty incredible.
Absolutely. So we have launched the book now, and we would encourage you to get a copy of the book, share it with your friends, families, your colleagues, whoever might be going through such a time, or would be going through some challenging times. This book is a valuable resource for a lot of people. It could be people who are in medical crisis at the moment, people who are medical practitioners, entrepreneurs, business owners who are you know, dealing with like working with such people, pastors, counselors, etc. So we would appreciate you helping to spread the word and share about the book. We'll be putting the link to the book in the comments, and you can get a copy and share about it, read it, share your feedback. We'll be bringing out the paperback in July. So we'll keep you posted on that as well. And in US, the day has just started, and we look forward to more people getting a copy of the book and helping Heather in spreading the word. And Heather, over to you.
Is real. I mean, I went through so much in this cancer journey, and it was so difficult writing this book because I had to relive everything multiple times. But it was also so healing and so cathartic. And I just remember thinking, I just want to help people that are in this situation because I remember knowing how scared I was and just thinking, how many people are in this exact moment right now, but they're too scared to advocate for themselves or they don't have the resources. So the fact that I went through everything, and granted, at the time, I was not very appreciative of the path that I was carving, but I look back now and I've had people reach out to me, and I've been fortunate enough to coach a few cancer patients. And it means the world to me when I hear them have just a little bit of hope or start to take their power back. I'm sorry, but it's this is very near and dear to my heart. So I would really truly appreciate your support with this, because if this can save one person's life, I mean that's incredible. So please just share the link, and I would love your honest feedback. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. And there are so many on this journey who we have lost to cancer. And we connected first on the Fired Up 2 book, where you co authored it, and we lost one of our co authors. And to ovarian cancer. And that was such a difficult time as well, because we had seen her literally, deteriorate in front of our own eyes, within a few short months. It really took away her, life. But yeah. So, and also your book also touches on really raw experiences like assault, abuse, and all that you had gone through, and how that had also, in a way, affected your life later on. So, yeah, so definitely it's a very touching and a moving book, and we would really appreciate all your support. So, thank you, Heather, for bringing out such a book and providing hope to a lot of people who uh, might not have had the hope and do not see the light at the end of the tunnel. So thank you for, I know it's so difficult to relive such difficult times, especially when I have sent you that book so many times for you to go through it again and
So
again, so many times. The same chapters we've gone through so many times to polish it and refine it, and but at the end of the day it's worth it, like you said, even if one person's life is helped by the book.
yep.
So once again, huge congratulations to you for
Thank you.
being on the bestsellers list on the hot new releases list, and especially for bringing out this book and having it as a resource which will, go across the world, globally through Amazon and other places. And the book is available on Amazon as well as Kindle Unlimited as well. So you can get a copy and read the book. So congratulations again, Heather, and
Thank you.
thank you for uh, bringing out this book, and as well as for working with us again, with Fount of Grace Creatives again, and
Of course.
getting this book through us. So thank you. And if you
Thank
could
you very
just share
much.
one last piece of advice or something for people who are a few steps behind you and are wondering what to do.
My biggest piece of advice right now is whatever decision you make sure that you are comfortable with the decision and make sure it's not fueled by fear. Just whether you believe in God or have a higher power or whatever your belief system is, this is a time where, for me at least, I needed to look for something bigger than myself. And having and finding that faith really helped me at those dark, dark moments. But just make sure you're not making decisions based on fear. That would be my biggest takeaway for right now.
Absolutely. Do not be afraid, and everything will work out just the way it's meant to be. And you have a lot of people who have sailed on the same boat, and you can always reach out to them, get them a mentorship or coaching like Heather offers. And she also has a special offer on her courses as well in the book, so you can avail of that. And once again, thank you so much for supporting us in this book launch. And as the day continues, please share the word with your friends, family, help spread the word out. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye bye.
Bye bye.